Our next inductee into the Speaker Hall of Fame is someone that I discovered we actually have several things in common. We both have been trapped in elevators for way too long. We both served in the US Navy. However, unlike me, this person is highly educated, has so many degrees that they're not even going to use the engineering degree. Has 2 master's degrees and 1 PhD. This person has been to 56 countries and only passed out of one of them. Speaks 4 languages, not including Klingon, I'd like to point out. Has been a speaker since 1987 and has published 500 articles that people actually read, as well as 13 books that people continue to read. This person has been a great friend to the NSA family, serving on the board and as an editor of Speaker Magazine, and has been a pioneer in so many ways. Was a member of the 8th Naval Academy graduating class to graduate female officers. More than anything else, though, this person is someone that handles every situation with grace, humor, and just a little bit of wine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome CSP CPAE Commander Mary Kelly.
Commander Mary Kelly, CSP, PhD, BFD, is now a CPAE. So how did Mary get here? Here, being in her home under quarantine, because, well, you know. But here also being the National Speakers Association Hall of Fame. Well, according to her mom and dad, Mary was already speaking in full sentences by the time she was 2 years old. Even more impressive, these sentences were things like, nonlinear economic theory provides consistency with the empirical evidence from the export country product matrix that diversification plays a crucial role in the assessment of the economic competitiveness of said countries. Mary's parents were very proud of her verbal ability, at least until it got to be irritating. Nonetheless, Mary kept speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking, and here we are at the CPAE Hall of Fame 2020 induction ceremony. Mary's journey took her from her biological family to her military family. She graduated from the Naval Academy in the 8th class to include women, and she served for 25 plus years. The plus could be 1 year, could be 10 years. I don't know, and Mary's not saying. Because Mary makes all major life decisions based on the lyrics to John Denver songs, she moved to Colorado, transitioning from her military family to an academic one. She taught economics and finance at the Air Force Academy, where she was also the equestrian team coach because, of course she was. But much of Mary's time in Colorado was spent eagerly awaiting the next NSA Colorado chapter meeting. Because, you see, Mary has spoken as an intelligence officer, a logistic officer, an officer in charge, an HR director, a chief of police, and a professor. So it was natural that in Colorado, she found a new family, her NSA family. Through Mary Kelly's lifetime of speaking, she honors the many people who have been helped and who have helped her along the way, including everyone participating in this event.
Congratulations, Mary. Job well done. Good on you.
Hey, Mary. Congratulations. We love you. Way to go, girl.
In this time of change, we do need each other. We need to support each other. We need to band together, even when geographically apart. In other words, we need to be a family. Mary knows that her NSA family is really a community of people who need people.
Hey, Mayor, your private jet's waiting for you again. Isn't this how all CPAEs travel these days? Or isn't this how speakers travel these days? Hey, anyway, congrats on everything. Congrats to all the CPAEs for 2020, and look forward to seeing you soon. Love you.
Thank you so much, Tim, and to Terry and Leanne for the ongoing support, encouragement, and nominations throughout the years. Thank you also to Bill Staten, Jess Pettit, Beth Z, and Matt Bauer for the video production and the cameos from my family. Now, as you could tell from the video, there is some crossover from my immediate family into my Naval Academy family and the military family. Now, some of those people from my military family are also part of my NSA family. And those include Colonel Lee Ellis, Captain Charlie Plum, and Captain Jerry Coffey, all POWs, and their message of resiliency, how to face adversity with grace and dignity, and how to come through and overcome obstacles is still relevant today, and probably more than ever. The reason I have my NSA family at all is because I was speaking at an event in Baltimore when I was a professor back at the Naval Academy. And one of the other speakers approached me after my program and said in kind of a gruff voice, "Hey, kid, you're pretty good at this." And I said, "Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that so much. You're pretty good too." And he said, "Well, I should be. I'm a professional speaker." I'd never heard of such a thing. And he said, "Hey, kid, you need to join NSA." And I smiled and I said, "Well, I've already worked with the NSA, but thank you." And he said, "No, the other NSA. This is the National Speakers Association." That man was John Alston, and he is the reason I have my NSA family. Now, the military teaches us that no success comes by itself. And my mastermind groups and my NSA friendships have been critical. From my first mastermind, Carolyn, Kelly, and Don, to my current mastermind, Sam, Mark, and Meredith, the Cigar Peg Mastermind, and the spontaneous Ross Quarantine Mastermind. What we've learned is we are always better together. At my first NSA convention, I asked the only person I knew, Lieutenant Colonel Chevy Chevallard, if I could sit with him at the CPAE banquet. I was seated between Chevy and Peter Stark. Little did I know that that chance seating next to Peter Stark would lead to a book project and an amazing friendship. We are truly better together. Part of my NSA family, of course, includes my team. Mika, who has been with me since the beginning, Robin, Bryn, and Molly. None of this is possible without your talent, ability, skills, patience, and everything else you do to make all this happen. And finally, thank you to Randy. Randy picked up some pretty broken pieces several years ago and started me on a new adventure. I love you, baby. Thank you to everyone who is part of this amazing community. I'm honored to be with you tonight, humbled beyond belief by this amazing honor, and thrilled to serve this community of people dedicated to changing the world. Thank you.